Right, this is a Wokely Roundup special, the top 10 woke responses to the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Remember, I wade through this shite, so you don't have to. If you thought an actual imperialist threat in the real world might make the woke folk give their heads a wee wobble, stop wanking off to self-obsessed delusions about identity and start defending liberal democracy in the free world, then you, sir, have sorely underrated the sheer tenacity of woke. You might think, what better to highlight the hysterical and spurious cries of violence, imperialism and lack of safety than actual violence, actual imperialism and the very real lack of safety. And yet the woke have risen to the occasion and with less than quiet determination have shown us, even on the verge of World War III, wokists gonna woke. You have to admire, in the face of so much real-world misery, the sheer inward-looking commitment to pronoun policing and the self-hating insistence that the Western world is sodden with patriarchy and racism and sin. To be this blinkered about what really matters in the world takes true dedication. So congratulations, woke warriors, I salute you on making our society so fucking toxic, divided and ashamed to give a moral defence of our basic freedoms that autocratic dictators are rubbing their hands in glee. So without further ado, woke fans, here's my top 10 rundown of the woke takes on Ukraine. Just missing out on the top 10, we mention here for those nobly boycotting Smirnoff despite the fact that it's British owned, removing Tchaikovsky from concert programmes, and an Italian university attempting to cancel Dostoevsky. Great job reminding us what barbarism is. It's a good fledgling effort at woke performance, but some way to go before being chart-worthy. Keep trying, fellas. Just nudging into the top 10, we get the multitudes of queer-identifying influencers, making sure we're in no doubt that the crisis is ultimately about them. Because what's the point of saying anything if you can't insert yourself front and centre, whether it's got fuck all to do with you or not? We had a plurality of trans people are the worst affected posts with links to send funds, no to disaster relief or humanitarian charities, but of course trans charities. Cause in an indiscriminate bombing campaign, the most oppressed minority ever status, as claimed by entitled middle class cunts with blue hair, must be clung to at all costs. Insane stroppy wet wipe India Willoughby deserves a quick wee mention in this category for audaciously appropriating the suffering of children in Ukraine for the trans cause, obligingly annotating a picture of children saluting Ukrainian soldiers as trans kids standing up to the government, press and feminists. Wee honorary mention for the ACLU here as well. A good effort but narrowly missed charting with this timely reminder of what's important the day after the invasion. Trans youth are loved, trans youth are beautiful, trans youth belong. But it's no occult, folks. No, sorry, definitely no occult. Just sneaking in above them at number 9 in the same popular genre of Russia declares war, troons most affected. This apparently plastic dude asking the important supply chain questions. Petrol? Food? No. But dinna fret, you can harvest his hormones from women. Nice to see that ongoing commitment to woke misogyny there. And at number 8 we have a stellar contribution by one Kerry Hughes, who
knows what it's like to be treated like this by a foreign country.
Really vying for supremacy in the making it all about me stakes, likening the Russian invasion of Ukraine to the UK Union. Kerry attempts to leverage substantial intersectional traction by claiming both Scottish and Welsh oppression. Right, yeah then, Kerry. Special mention here for a Chris Lowndes on a similar self-hating UK tip who manages to crowbar in what must be said is an incredibly creative scapegoating of Brexit.
I am convinced if the UK vote had gone the other way, there would be no war today.
Special skills there, Chris. Well done, big man. Great effort here from Amanda Winley at number 7 for the most inward-looking take. Putin's invasion is a good thing because it might keep Trump out the White House. I'm sure that's exactly the kind of gratitude Ukrainians feel as the bombs rain down. And number 6, a sterling effort here by Shalila in getting straight to the psychopathic heart of the woke worldview. Ukrainian lives don't matter until Black Lives Matter. Shalila passes the ball to Janet here at number 5, who dribbles it straight down mid-woke field.
This isn't discussed much, but Putin very much benefits from white privilege. White supremacy will destroy us.
Double woke bollocks here, invoking both white privilege and white supremacy. Great stuff, Janet. And I'm sure we'll all be dancing to this tune again before we know it. Both of these lovely ladies kindly set up the goal for the big guns, that great luminary of woke catechism. At number 4 we have no less than Nicole Hannah-Jones, from whom we've come to expect full apogee wokeness. And although today shy of the top spot, she doesn't disappoint, claiming bizarrely that Europe isn't a continent and media coverage of the slaughter was European people with blonde hair and blue eyes. I'm sure we all appreciate this as a cover version of Whoopi Goldberg's recent global hit, The Holocaust Wasn't Racist, just white people doing things to other white people. Fabulous effort here by Nicole, but no enough for the top spot this time, I'm afraid. Keep on woking, lassie. Leaving the performative BLMers in the dust at number 3 is this blinder from Senorita Awesome, who really manages to let the vapid identitarian cream rise to the top in a global crisis with this post reminding us not to misgender anyone in our coverage of Ukrainian folks with an X. Because when you're being bombed, all genders matter. Even that effort could not beat Ros Keaveney straight in at number 2, reminding us that Putin invaded Ukraine because TERFs.
The UK war on trans is at best parallel to, and in some cases promoted by, the international panic about trans people weaponised by the enemies of freedom in both the USA and Russia.
Go on yourself there, Ros. Absolute weapons-grade dedication to crowbarring incoherent ideology into world events. When somewhat taken out of yourselves by Rob here, pointing out that understanding kindergarten biology probably wasn't a huge factor in Putin's decision-making here. Away you go, Ros. You'll live to play Genderwang another day. And before we find out who got the top spot, let's reserve an honourable mention for bad takes from the right, out with the preserve of wokery. This magnificent effort is from Christian American husband and father Scott Walker. If only Joe Biden was as passionate about defending our borders as Zelensky. Aye, 'cause those pesky Mexicans with their panzer tanks in Tijuana are a huge global threat. Thanks for that contribution, Scott. So, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for, your number 1 woke response to the war in Ukraine. We had a clear winner here, a she-her who managed to cram both white supremacy and trans kids into but 2 tweets. This is a level of skill and accomplishment that few ever come to realise. Elizabeth is
In tears for trans and non-binary kids.
And
In tears for Ukraine. These things are connected. Please get that.
how, Elizabeth? How are these things connected? She goes on to state that Putin has exploited our greatest weakness, which is, you've guessed it, white supremacy. Putin invaded the Ukraine because TERFs and white supremacy. Huge kudos to Elizabeth here, it's woke full house. Congratulations, you win our much coveted prize, a framed list of all 638 genders, limited edition wanked upon by an asexual trans demi-boy. Somehow, I know you'll treasure it. I'm going to round off this chart with the wise words of a rabbi. Something for all the sanctimonious cunts to contemplate between woke ejaculations and the age of onanism. There's a fine line between seeing yourself in another situation for the purpose of empathy versus making that situation about you for the purpose of narcissism. And I leave you finally with something so psychopathically woke that it's beyond even charting. A German transgender-run sex work activist organisation has posted ads on the gram targeting Ukrainian refugee women who need info on how to begin sex work in Germany. If that doesn't make you want to kill yourself, nothing will. I'll be back when I can be arsed with another Wokely Roundup. If you liked this content and want more, or just want to decrease my considerable penury, please hit the Ko-fi button in the description and shout me a wee cup of clown bile. Have a shite day.